very dark right now, but it should be fine. No, don't do not in the movie theater, jeez. Hey guys, what is up? We're gonna be watching Mortal Kombat. Woo! And with me we got Kano, and here we got Ree, and yeah, I'm just filming this because people will film their movie experience being like, oh, it's so cool, and make the reveal more epic. All right, I'm just gonna start. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, very important thing. Boba tea. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't started. Okay. We haven't started. Oh, we just started.
Mortal Kombat is a 2021 martial arts film based on the video game franchise Mortal Kombat. It is also the first R-rated Mortal Kombat film that isn't animated. Directed by Simon McQuoid, a first-time director who's done ads for video games.
To Michael.
Written by Greg Russo, who has not done much yet. The movie came out with mixed reviews, and in today's video, I'm gonna go into detail about the nitty-gritty, the good, the bad, and the Cole Young. So let's bicycle kick into Mortal Kombat 2021. We start the movie with Hanzo Hasashi's backstory. He's with his happy family, when suddenly, they are attacked by the Lin Kuei, and an epic battle begins, which sadly ends with the demise of the Shirai Ryu. This beginning is fantastic. And it's perhaps the best scene in the whole movie, which is probably why they showed the first 7 minutes to get everyone hyped. The fight choreography is remarkable, and I love seeing Hiroyuki Sanada beat the shit out of a bunch of dudes. And his fight with Joe Taslim was epic, though it isn't without its faults. Hanzo has ice on his neck here, and then it just disappears. Blood splatters on a rock, and the blood stains disappear. Bi-Han teleports to kill Hanzo. And the biggest mistake in my opinion, is what Bi-Han says to Hanzo. This may seem normal to an average viewer, but unfortunately for Simon, the funny dinosaur man knows Chinese. The line Bi-Han says roughly translates to, "This day has finally arrived." However, the movie translates to, "This day has been a long time coming ... The end of your bloodline." Bi-Han never says this, Simon. He never said. What the fuck, Simon? It's a good thing your main demographic is Americans, so they won't give a shit. But all this talk about diversity and representation, and yet you mock us by thinking your audience will be ignorant enough not to catch you adding a line cause we don't understand Chinese.
Fuck you.
As a nation, I am very offended, but other than that, this scene is amazing. After Hanzo dies, we get this beautiful shot of rain dropping on blood-soaked leaves. So nice. And then random man appears out of nowhere. And it turns out to be Raiden with LED light eyes. He takes Hanzo's OC daughter away, and the title screen appears. Things only go downhill from here. Next we get introduced to the main man himself, Cole Young. Coleslaw gets ready for his next MMA match. They also bring up the fact that he's washed up now.
Always rely on Cole Young, human punching bag.
And his family is there to support him. Okay, that's enough character development. Next scene. So just for fun, I thought I'd do a counter for all the W's and L's Cole Aid takes in this movie. They start the fight, and Cole Noel Sanders beats the shit out of his opponent for about a minute, and then he flips over and loses. Then we go to Outworld. What? That was very abrupt. Shang Tsung explains the plot of this movie to Bi-Han.
There will be no tournament because there'll be no opposition left to fight.
Oh my gosh.
This is a Mortal Kombat movie about preventing the Mortal Kombat tournament. You know what? Fine. Perhaps a fresh new take on the traditional plot of MK could work.
Stay tuned to find out whether or not this bold statement holds up.
I am no longer Bi-Han. I am Sub-Zero.
Never heard of it.
Then we cut back to Cole and his daughter, as Jax shows up.
Could've won today, had you controlled the cage.
Told you so.
No, you didn't. All you said was,
Throw your uppercut! Come on! Don't tap out! down!
Worst corner man ever. Then Cole's shoulder shows Jax's QT mark.
He was born with it.
What do you mean?
It's a birthmark. It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
Why? 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 Why?
And they leave for dinner. Then they get ambushed by Sub-Zero. By the way, I must say these ice physics are really cool and impressive. But why are you making your presence so obvious? Do you want a 5-star wanted level? Then Jax saves them and explains the Joestar birthmark.
It seems that everyone from the Joestar bloodline is born with this exact same birthmark.
Means you've been chosen.
Chosen? For what?
Then Sub-Zero catches up to them, and Jax takes him on. This fight is pretty sweet. I like how he freezes his neck to then give him a double bitch slap. Then Jax gets his arms ripped off, and he seems pretty chill about it. Then Sub-Zero pushes him off, and it somehow looks 10 times more painful than the arm rip. Then Roly-Coly brings his family to safety, and then he goes find Sonya. Then we cut back to Outworld, looking like a reduced saturation wasteland.
On an Earth-like planet, which is code for it's cheap to shoot in the desert.
And here's where we get introduced to Molina.
Thick Lena, right?
Molina reports some stuff to Tsung.
Sub-Zero tracked and killed another one of Earth's champions.
Have our assassins double their efforts?
Assassins?
Smash it?
No.
We didn't win 9 straight tournaments by following the rules.
Molina, let's finish this. Send in the reptilian cycle.
Then Molina teleports behind Tsung. As we gaze at the beautiful statue of Goro, holding swords we'll never see him use.
Playing with swords.
Okay, I have problems with this scene and the other Outworld scene. What do these two scenes establish? It establishes Shang's plan to kill the chosen warriors, and name drop
Sub-Zero.
Lord Raiden.
Molina, Sizoth.
But do we really need these 2 scenes? Jax explains to Coke that people with the mark are being hunted.
As long as you got that mark, they're coming for you. And they will kill whoever they have to get to you.
And Shang later shows up to explain this too.
I've come to claim your world.
I would even say cutting these 2 scenes would make the pacing much more intense. You wouldn't know when or why someone was gonna ambush our heroes. Interestingly, the scene with Molina was actually supposed to establish some backstory for her.
There's a scene with like Shang Tsung and Molina you see in the trailer where they're talking. Originally I'd written that as like a 3-page scene where it's like dense into Molina's backstory and it talks about Katana and it talks about Adenia and all this stuff.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool.
And then Simon, the production team gets involved and they're like, Greg, there's way too much here. Like, no person is gonna watch this and be like, what? What's Adenia?
Then Chocobo arrives to the place. Turn off your headlights, bro. Then Coca-Cola meets Sonya. Then they reach reference land. Remember this?
I clap!
Remember that?
I clap!
Remember, hold it.
Move in. Stop.
That dragon marking? It's an invitation to fight for something known as more.
It's here we get introduced to Kano, the best part of this movie.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Now, come on now.
Who are you?
It's Kano.
Kano. Kano what?
Kano, none of your fucking business.
Was that Russian?
Then they get ambushed by the reptilian Sizoth. There's a lot I wanna talk about here, so I'll split this into 3 sections. The fight. I thought it was pretty fun. The sounds of an invisible creature's footsteps running around is very adrenaline inducing. I like the scene where Kano hits Reptile with a sledgehammer, and instead of retaliating to Kano, he bitch slaps Ko-Yan. Fucking hilarious. We stand Reptile for slapping bad characters.
She's an icon.
Speaking of Ludicolo, he's such a loser in this fight.
Where is it? Where? Did you shoot it?
The only thing he did that was useful was telling Kano to use the flares.
Kano! Use the flare!
And throwing a knife to Sonya, so I'll give him a dot. With all my complimenting aside, Reptile totally could have taken them all on easily. He had the element of surprise. He had acid in his mouth and never used it in the fight. After taking out Sonya and let it go, Reptile just doesn't do anything for the next 10 seconds. The death. Lots of people hated Reptile dying again, but I was a bit more fine with it, mainly for 2 reasons. 1. The trailer already stupidly revealed his death, so I was more prepared for it. 2. Considering how disrespectful some of the other villains are treated, at least it took 3 people to take on Reptile. I see that as an absolute win. And while he got KO, at least he got to give Kano the last of his Hammond. And a part of Reptile lives on in the movie. The design. This is the biggest elephant in the room. People complaining about his design. Hashtag not my Reptile. Now some people can enjoy the scaly, smooth, oily, naked skin Reptile possesses.
I mean, not me, this is just an example.
But what makes Reptile cool and interesting is not because he's reptilian. It's because he's a reptilian ninja that knows Kung Fu. That's always been the appeal for him. And in this movie, he's just a monster. But as a CGI monster, I don't think it's too bad. It felt more like fighting off a xenomorph alien. So in general, while I am mixed about a couple of things, my opinion is mostly positive towards this scaly fellow.
We're not touching him for a while, even though he'd be all nice and leathery.
After the defeat of Reptile, Kano shows his artistic skills.
What are we looking at here, boys? Well, form's wrong, composition's off, tangent. Seems to celebrate a basic lack of understanding. It's perfect.
I fancy myself a bit of an artist.
He's a psychopath.
You shut your cold damn mouth, you asshole. You don't know the pain and suffering independent artists have to go through. You brain dead MMA fuckface. Anyways, Kano joins the party, and they head off to Raiden's temple. Fun fact, the scene where they jump off of the plane was actually where they were supposed to fight Rain.
Rain specifically is a character where we had him in the movie. There was a great sequence where they jumped out of the plane and Rain attacked them as they were falling through the sky with their parachutes on.
They then start walking in a normal saturation desert. Kano then stops and starts bragging about his accomplishments.
Let's look at the scoreboard, shall we? I got us the plane. I know how to find your precious little mountain retreat or whatever it is. I the lizard man, huh? Any of you anyone's heart out? Hey!
Then Sonya takes the tracker and gives it to Hot Coal. Then Kano forces a fight. Then Sonya takes the tracker from Coconut, but I thought you just never mind. In the next scene, they see wow. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful!
But it doesn't make sense. Liu Kang can apparently manipulate time. The sun goes from behind him to above him. If the sun was here, then they should look like this. Look, I get it, Simon. You want to have beautiful shots for your movie, but you can't contradict your own film for Instagram shots, my dude. Liu Kang introduces himself, and this is where we get the best line in the movie.
There's much to learn.
The fuck? They're not here. Only.
Then the gang move on, and they reach Raiden's temple. Liu Kang then takes them on a tour through Reference Land.
I clapped!
As Liu waves his hands around. They then find Jax, which Liu Kang somehow brought here.
We have sourced every realm to find a way to heal him.
Every realm? So like, did you get these guys from Netherrealm or something? They then meet the Thunder God himself, and he starts roasting them.
So I'm not gonna have you cost us a competition because your mind's on a fucking Happy Meal instead of on pitch.
I will burn this planet down before I spend another minute living among these animals.
Wait, hang on. What do I mean, Gandalf? What does my fortune cookie say?
Why did you make me do this?
Not to disrespect Tadanobu Asano, but when he stands next to Louis Tan, he looks so tiny.
Little baby man. Little baby man.
Later, Sub-Zero shows up to ambush them, and Liu Kang fights him. There is something that really confuses me here. After Sub-Zero knocks Liu Kang down, he runs towards him, grabs him with his right arm, then switches to choking him with his left arm. Liu Kang covers his face, and ice is forming on his shoulder. What? This is some high-level confusion I'm seeing here. Then a metal hat hits Sub-Zero, and it turns out to be Kung Lao.
The name is Kung Lao.
There's a bit of a misunderstanding here I'd like to explain.
In this film, they are cousins?
They are not actual cousins. The obvious place to note is when Liu Kang said he was adopted.
Master Bodai Sho found me half dead in the gutter and brought me to the Wuxi Academy.
But more importantly, is the word Liu uses. Shisheng roughly translates to senior. This is usually a word we use in schools. Or in this case, the Shaolin monks. I think what they were going for was to imply that they are close as if they were brothers.
In terms of cousins, I grew up in China, and over there I just call my cousins brothers. And the Shaolin, that's how you become. You don't have a family, so you go to a temple and you become a family.
So in the end, they are not actual cousins. Didn't expect to learn Mandarin today, did ya? Then Shan and the gang show up, and he proclaims that they're gonna kill them all, cause the elder gods are too lazy to care.
Besides, the other gods are too lazy to stop me.
Why even have the tournament then? Raiden puts up a barrier, and they start looking at each other. Then Kung Lao introduces himself. And they begin their training.
Your training has begun. Come. Come.
It's here they talk about the Arcana. I don't wanna get too in depth into this stupid yet complicated subject. All you need to know is that the Arcana is how our main cast get these powers, and they need to unlock it like the Nine-Tailed Seal in order to use it. They go into the fight pit, and Sonya starts acting like a Karen.
Hey, do you ever shut up?
The training area is for the chosen ones only.
And whoops. Sonya leaves to visit Jax, and he wakes up to find out he has puny arms. Is this really the best you can find, Liu Kang?
We have sourced every realm.
Did you get them from Chaos Realm? We go back to the fight pit, as Guacamole and Kung Lao have a spar.
I did it. He did it.
I did it.
He did it.
You did it, sir.
I did it.
He did it.
I did it.
Cole Young actually took a W. Then Kung Lao starts trying and kicks Bokomon's ass. Then Kano fights Liu Kang, and Liu spams his leg sweep. Then we get a horribly edited scene. Come on guys, that's just embarrassing. Then we cut to Liu Kang tending Cole Lolo's wounds, and he starts talking about how he got his Akana.
Upon graduation, I was given the name of a man. He was a purveyor of rare things. Orphans. Children. He had a marking, so I chose to take it from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chosen One's origin story. He got his powers by killing off a human trafficker. Then in the next scene, Kung beats up Cole maybe. Then we cut to Sonya and Jax. Wait, why did you have that 20-second action scene in between two emotional scenes? Is it to grab your audience's attention? In fact, this is probably some extra footage that they shot from an earlier scene, since Troll doesn't even have his scar here.
And whoops.
Then we cut to Jax using his puny arms. Emotional scene blah blah blah. In a scene. This is a great Kano moment. Kung Lao starts throwing playground insults at him.
Fat lazy pig, terrible fighter.
And Kano roasts them to another dimension.
Well, how about I take that stupid fucking sombrero you wear and shove it so far up your ass you start speaking Spanish? How does that sound? You some fucking cave-dwelling hippie twirling his anal beads, taking orders from this wushu wanker who wears a hubcap as a helmet!
I heard Josh Lawson's improvs were so funny that they had to reshoot due to the cast members laughing too much. Kano unlocks his Akana, and he celebrates by throwing in one more burn.
Better than fireballs, you pussy!
In the next scene, Kano starts beating the shit out of Coral Reef. We stand Kano for beating up bad characters.
He's an icon.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Then we see Nyluk looking at photos of his family. Look how much he cares about his family. Remember Koichi's family from 30 minutes ago? Remember our main protagonist? It's here that Raiden reveals the truth about Crocodile's lineage.
You're a descendant of one of the greatest ninjas to ever walk the earth, Hanzo Hasashi.
Wow. See guys? Barkol No is the descendant of Hanzo Hasashi. That makes him cool. That makes him important. Please clap my viewers.
Please clap.
Pretty sure many people didn't like or cared about this plot point. After revealing this important detail, Raiden immediately wants Falcon to leave. Fucking based Raiden. Getting rid of garbage from this movie.
She's an icon.
If you deliberately sabotage my band, I will fuck you like a pig.
Cole, do not give up on this.
Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
Then he returns to his family.
You heard what Jack said. That thing is hunting people with a marking. And if I stay here and it shows up, it could kill us all.
And whoops. Then we cut to Outworld as we see Nitara fly in.
She is beautiful.
Shang Tsung gathers his warriors.
My loyal warriors. Cabal, General Reiko. I have seen the so-called...
You forgot Molina Yadufus. Nitara stands next to Shang Tsung here, but 30 seconds later, she's 6 feet apart from him. Does Outworld have social distancing too? Next we see Cabal convincing Kano to join the dark side. I'm actually a bit bummed out Kano turns bad again, but only because it felt like he was the only character with an arc that felt like he was growing. Oh well.
Oh well.
He's still fun as a villain.
Out of here, huh? You are me. 3 million dollars!
Kano disables the shield, and an all-out brawl begins. In the film, 2 fights happen at the same time, so for simplicity's sake, I'll start with the fight at Raiden's temple, then go to Kroll vs Goro.
What is that?
Excuse me, Sonya, you are not supposed to be in the fight pit.
The training areas for the chosen ones only.
And now the brawl begins. But before we start, let me highlight the biggest mistake in this battle, the character positioning. Here's a diagram to show where each character is at. After a scene with Cole, Rin and Goro, our fighters then scramble into new positions. Shang Tsung and Sub-Zero will forever be on the right side. Liu Kang gets knocked into the temple and fights Cabal. Sonya and Molina fight in the temple too. Jax and Reiko are in the fight pit. And Kung Lao and Kano are chilling on the rest bench for a while. Jax and Reiko fight for a bit. And while I'm happy Warner Brothers remembers 3D era characters, did they really have to turn one of the smartest generals of Outworld into a stupid strong man? If they just wanted a brute, why not pick one of the many in the Mortal Kombat roster? Reiko knocks Jax out of the fight pit, then he joins the others at the rest bench. Sonya vs Molina was iffy. First off, they're using rubber knives to fight, so the editor has to not show the knives as much as possible in the shot. Big Stinky Moose made a great video explaining this.
So when they do start to bend, the editor cuts away from them as quickly as possible while giving us just a taste of the idea that there are weapons being used.
The other thing is whenever their daggers cling together, Molina, instead of just stabbing Sonya with her other thigh, she'll try to break it away. She does this twice. I don't know, something about this fight felt a little too choreographed. Sonya stupidly throws a knife and loses the other, and Molina finally starts slashing at her.
The training areas for the chosen.
Let's see how special you are. Starting to go a little stale.
This is not the blood of the chosen one.
You can taste someone with a dragon mark? So like, if Sonya immediately got the dragon mark, would her blood flavor change instantly?
The fucking bass is fucking raw! What the fuck is going on?
Then Molina doesn't kill her for some reason, and leaves. Kano gets up from the bench after not doing anything for 3 minutes, and throws her to where Jax is at. Liu Kang vs Cabal is pretty fun. Don't really have an issue with this one. Kung Lao shows up after being gone for 2 minutes. He throws his hat towards Shang Tsung. This is where Kung Lao fights Nitara. Oh yeah, Nitara was here the whole time. She was waiting for Shang Tsung's signal after they've been fighting for 3 minutes. Kung Lao has to find Nitara as she hides behind. Bruh. This is the most spacious place you can be. Literally you can only hide behind these statues, making you super obvious. So Kung Lao has to pretend he doesn't know where Nitara is. Nitara ambushes him. Then he jumps onto her. So this is where character positioning gets really fucked up. Kung Lao grabs onto her, and they fly forward. Yet where Kung Lao places his hat was basically where he was standing. So I'd imagine position-wise something like this is happening. Fucking hilarious. Also Shan was right in front of his hat. Yet we later see him and Sub-Zero disappear from there. Whoops. And that is the end of Nitara.
Nitara is a vampire who comes from the realm of Vaeternus. Her ultimate goal is to free her vampire realm from Outworld no matter the cost. She is morally neutral in the conflict between Outworld and Earthrealm. This is history behind the warrior, giving you lore that the movie could not.
All the women in this film play really powerful roles, have a lot of crazy fight scenes, and they're very strong written characters. So I think that that's necessary and needed, and it's about time that, you know, we show that type of thing.
I don't even think Shiva had it this bad in Annihilation. I will compliment one thing about this scene. This is the best fatality in the movie. The gore is excellent.
Hey everybody, this is Sonic from the future, and I just found out something while editing the video. So I was watching the behind the scenes footage of the Mortal Kombat movie, and I came upon this photo here. As you can see, it's the shot of all the villains standing in a group, and oh wait, what's that? Is that Natara? And is she all like bloody for some reason? What? So I have two theories as to what's going on here. Theory number one, there was a deleted scene of Natara killing a bunch of monks in the temple that we did not get to see, because then we would get to see Natara's other abilities instead of just flying. And the second theory, which I think is more of the plausible one, is I think this might be a different Natara design as a whole. Because like later on in the behind the scenes footage, they even show like this other design that Natara has, where she has like Chun-Li hairstyle, much more blood all over her body. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually think this design looks a little cooler. So it's either there is a deleted scene where she actually got to fight, which would have been cool to see, or she just has a different design that we didn't get to see. In conclusion, Natara fans got cucked hard.
We cut to Jax trying to save Sonya, and this scene broke my friend in the theater. You know, with all this fighting going on, I wonder where Aiden is when all this was happening.
So, if we had sex with Sindel, would that be considered prostitution or necrophilia?
Now that's a philosophical question, and I'd consider that one. What's wrong with your face?
Oh, this? It's my redesign. It means the NetherRealm Studio still cares about me.
But they weren't even the ones who redesigned you.
Anyways, who's that homeless man over there?
I don't know.
Oh, we think he may have barged in uninvited.
Oh, well, is he going to play with us? Or is he gonna like rob us or something?
Your whole existence is overshadowed by Tor carrying your ass. You should be ashamed for even having your name in front of Tor's. Tiny sized bitch.
Hey!
Oh, you have the souls of 1,000 warriors, yet you can't even beat a little girl with gauntlets. Brendan Fraser mummy looking ass reject.
Hey man, now that's uncalled for.
Wait, hang on. What about me, Gandalf? Where's my fortune cookie jar?
You will never be more than a jobber. You may have been one of the original 3 ninjas in Mortal Kombat, but your status would never rival that of Scorpion and Sub-Zero ever again. You are nothing more than a hollow shell of what you used to be.
Wow, you made the lizard man cry. We have never seen a lizard man cry. Have you ever seen a lizard man cry?
Nope.
Hollywood isn't woke enough to do that yet.
My job here is done.
But you didn't even do anything.
Raiden finally shows up after his barrier broke down 10 minutes ago. Wait, where's Nitara's body? Shouldn't the fight pit be super bloody because of it? Hey look, it's Kano. He came out to stretch his legs a bit before going back to the bench. Raiden teleports Nicole Robin back to his temple. Now let's go back and talk about Piccolomon versus Goro. Goro shows up. And his daughter screams like a robot. He throws Dr. Colsack away to get his family. Colossus shows his moves to get Goro's attention.
Huh? Ooh. Chunky man moves.
Dracolman hides in the shed. I like how loud and thumpy Goro's footsteps are, yet somehow he sneakily gets behind Colemando Man. Then Goro attacks Cola. He punches him 5 times, plus a headbutt, and somehow he survives this. This is the guy who is depicted to rip people in half in the mural, in Scorpion's Revenge. Liu Kang looked beat up after his fight with Goro, yet here, Louis Tan looks gorgeous. Then Goro grabs I'm really running out of cold puns here. He grabs Corona.
Now I tear out your spine.
With that being said, it was still enough time for Allison to say fuck this.
Fuck this.
Grab an axe, run over, and slice him. Longest spine rip ever. You put Sub-Zero's name to shame. Allison then gets knocked out by Goro. Then she drives a cart towards him. It's not very effective. Then co-worker awakens his arcana. His new ability is literally plot armor. By the way, I was the first one to come up with the joke literally plot armor on the 10th of April.
It is literally plot armor.
So everyone else who said it stole it from me.
They gave Cole Young plot armor. Fucking plot armor.
Until he gets literal plot armor.
And his power is literally plot armor.
Man, what a literal living sense of plot armor, right?
You all will be hearing from my lawyer soon. Love how Allison's ADR is right next to the camera. It turns out his powers make him very durable. Then a brawl begins. I will say I like how they reincorporate his MMA skills into this fight. Again, how is the ADR so clear? Then Local Rocol grows weapons from his armor. Tanya called. She wants her Tonfus back. And then Tokoyami kills Goro.
I can't really say much about what he does in the movie, but all I can say is he's in the movie and he's pretty impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of Mortal Kombat for 500 years gets defeated by a MMA fighter who just got his powers. Goro is dead before the tournament even begun. No wonder people think he's just a jobber nowadays.
And also, again, you can't just be cannon fodder. He's got to be important to the movie. He's got to be important to the story. I think he is in this. I think that when you see the movie, you'll say, okay, I see why they made those choices.
Goro's whole purpose in this film is to activate Pokol's abilities. What a great character.
Fucking failure.
Then Raiden teleports Nicolo back. Wait, where is Goro's body? It was right in front of the shed.
Fucking whoops.
Then Pachin Cole teleports to the temple.
Thank you for helping my fighter find his arcana.
Wait, are you implying that sending Lekolshi back to his family was to put them in danger so that he can activate his powers? What? We'll get back to you later.
After 4,000 years, the Hasashi bloodline still lives on. 4,000 years.
I didn't know Mortal Kombat 2021 took place in the year 5617.
Whoops.
The next scene is Kung Lao's death. I made a 9-minute video detailing why this is the worst scene in the movie. I explained this to the boys on a podcast, and it was a lot of fun.
This is awful.
But to summarize, Raiden taking Long Young to the temple, instead of the void, to show off to Shang Tsung, was partially what caused Kung Lao to die. Shang force pulls to take his soul. Cabal says the line.
He's about to get his soul sucked. Soul sucked. Soul sucked. Soul sucked.
Yeah, they're like brothers. There's no sexual tension between them. He's kind of like this scraggly lone wolf, They dubbed me actually the desert sprite, the lonely desert sprite wandering around trying to find his pack. And of course, long time ago, Kung Lao's the first other sprite that Liu Kang finds. So he's gathering all these sprites together. We're gonna have a sprightly adventure.
Yeah, totally. No,
There were like 4 ways they could have saved Kung Lao. Kung Lao dies, or does he? And they get teleported away. Breaking news. Greg Russo, the writer of this movie, has answered our burning question. I had to go undercover to find this, because Greg blocked me on Twitter. The question is, why couldn't Raiden save Kung Lao? Greg answered, Raiden already left in that scene.
what?
Because Raiden wasn't there anymore, he couldn't teleport Kung Lao away. Then how did he teleport Bol Young back to the temple without being next to him? How did he teleport the Outworld fighters without being near them? Is there a deleted scene where he sneakily creeps up to them to teleport them? And finally, he teleports Liu Kang and Ko Tien away, after he left about 50 seconds ago. It's one thing to come up with a silly reason, but to contradict the statement with evidence from your own movie, that's just embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
Perhaps I'm a bit too harsh. I'm starting to see why you blocked me on Twitter.
Pathetic. I'm blocked by both the writer and the producer of this movie.
Damn it, I need to do better. And now they are in the void.
We are in the void. Shang Tsung cannot follow us here.
Then why didn't you bring them here in the first place? Believe it or not, Greg Russo actually answered this too. He gave 2 pretty dumb answers, and 1 pretty good one. The void has a negative effect on the human body if you stay there for too long. That's a pretty good reason. Too bad it didn't make it into the movie. So we're back to square one, and now Raiden sincerely apologizes to Liu Kang.
I brought Ko Young back to the cave with the sole intent of taunting Shang Tsung, which angered him into killing Kung Lao. So yeah, my Bilu. Maybe these nunchucks will... okay.
Jax asks Raiden why he couldn't save Kung Lao, and Raiden gives one of the worst responses ever.
Worst thing. The gods are forbidden from engaging in one realm's war against another. It is my job to protect Earth realm, but I cannot save every soul within it.
First off, Raiden is not allowed to engage in one realm's war against another, which is why he didn't save Kung Lao. Yet he was able to teleport the others away. What? Second, it is my job to protect Earth realm, but I cannot save every soul within it. My dude, Jax didn't ask you why you couldn't save all the hungry children in Africa. He specifically asked about saving Kung Lao. This also doesn't correlate to the Raiden already left reason Greg gave. So in the end, I feel like Raiden is just coming up with excuses. When I saw this scene, I made a big sigh in the theater.
It is my job to protect Earth realm, but...
Because this meant that we'll never see Raiden fight in the movie series, unless we do a human Raiden twist again. Now Kotal Khan decides to come up with a plan to take on the Outworld fighters.
We need to fight smarter. We need to split them up.
Split them up? You guys were never ganged up by them. They were all 1v1s. How is that fighting smarter?
Lord Raiden, can you send anyone anywhere?
I like how this implies Raiden never thought about this.
I never thought about that.
Give me Reiko.
How do you know Reiko's name? Sonya fights Kano.
Lou and I will take Molina and Cabal.
How do you know their names?
I know this is personal for you.
What? How is this personal for him? Cabal wasn't the one who killed Kung Lao. In fact, he even helped warn about Kung Lao getting his soul sucked. And they'll leave Sub-Zero for last to take on together, and the brawl begins. I'll go through them one by one. Reiko gets teleported to the pit. He starts off on the right side of the bridge, then teleports to the other side, so that Jax can show up where he was. Why does it look like Jax is sucking his soul away when he's holding his hammer? And then he claps him. I quite like the Sonya vs Kano fight. There is a brutal messiness to it that makes it a really fun bar fight. Kano gets gnomed and Sonya gets the dragon mark. Before we get into Cabal and Molina, I want to talk about the set they're at. In the behind the scenes, they show these beautiful shots of water and fire on the walls, as Simon commentates.
I've always believed that something elegant and beautiful can cohabitate with brutal and primal.
And I was looking forward to seeing this set in the movie, but all I could think of when watching this scene was, it's dark. I really want to appreciate the water flowing on the walls, but it's just too dark and fast paced. And also, what is this place? Shao Kahn's private bathtub. Breaking news. I just received confirmation that we now know what this location is. This is Cabal's lair.
Cabal's lair.
I have so many questions, but not enough facts to ask them. Let's instead just ask what's up with the weird liquid here. Did Liu Kang plan this? Did they know that the Cabal bathwater would keep him in place? I also like how Cabal's whole body went into the liquid, yet in the next shot, only his legs were stuck.
What the fuck?
What do you mean what the fuck? This is your own lair. How do you not know you have a tar pit in your own fucking lair? Then Liu Kang performs his classic fatality.
Fatality. For Kung Lao.
For Kung Lao? Seriously? You're satisfied? Kung Lao's murderer is running away scot-free, and you're satisfied? This is the most backwards character development I have ever seen. Now onto the Molina fight. She teleports in, and instead of going for the head, she hits the armor.
They're better trained and better prepared.
Then she gets angry, and shows her whole mouth. It looks awful. You have so many references, and you somehow make it look less threatening than Reptile's mouth. Even Anne Hathaway from that shitty 2020 movie The Witches looked better than Molina. Then she goes on to Koki, and instead of biting his head off, she does a flip-de-doo, and bites his tonfa. She just used 0% of her brain. Then Sonya shows up out of nowhere, does a flip-de-doo.
A little help?
Yeah, you mind helping a bit? Liu Kang? Or are you just going to stay meditating the whole time? Then Sonya shoots random bullshit and fucking kills Molina. Let me take some time to talk about why I don't like Molina. First off, this has nothing to do with her being black. I'm sure Sissy Stringer could have done well given the right material. The reason why so many people love Molina from MK is because, on the outside, she's playful, flirtatious, a beautiful innocent looking girl. But when she takes the mask off, she turns into a hideous, horrifying monster that wants to eat you. And there's none of that in this movie. She's not interesting. She's not entertaining. She's not scary. She's just generic. A generic assassin lady. And I find that to be more disrespectful than what they did with Reptile, Goro, and Nitara. Then Sub-Zero shows up.
Stop it!
And taunts Kuzco with his family.
No! No!
And he follows Sub-Zero to the final arena. And finally the movie gets good again. Tarkol sees his family frozen, and the fight with Sub-Zero begins. Sub-Zero beats the shit out of him, turning Cole Young into Cole Stone. And just as things are looking bad for Monty Cole, the mascot himself comes to save him.
Get over here! Get over here! Get over here! Get over here! Get over here!
And the Song of Ice and Fire begins. The fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero is awesome. There were many great moments. The way he grabs his sword back with his robe. Sub-Zero using Scorpion's blood to make a kunai to stab him, then throwing him into an ice wall. The call back to how Bihan got the scar, and how he learns this time. Even when Koala joins the fight, their team-up combos are pretty cool too. However, with all this being said, there are some pretty bad and cringe stuff. While Sub and Dom were fighting, Cobra is trying to free his family, but when they start fighting in the cage, Crack Cole disappears for a bit.
Never heard of him.
After they beat up Sub-Zero, he gets really sad. And then he freezes up Scorpion. And what does Wolfka Donald do right after seeing this? Continues to save his family.
I don't want to live anymore.
Do you have less brain cells than Molina?
Never heard of him.
They then team up one final attack onto Sub-Zero, and they defeat Sub-Zero. It's funny how fast the wife and daughter go from frozen blue skin to back to normal. Then Scorpion performs Toasty and kills Sub-Zero. In the beginning of the fight, Scorpion takes off his mask to show his face to Sub-Zero. Then he takes it off to use Toasty. Then he takes it off to talk to Captain Cole. My dude, stop taking it off and on. You are annoying the Walmart employees.
Just, can you tell me, does Cole Young speak Japanese, or did he just think that the strange fire ninja said some things and vanished?
No, we just felt that Cole was... the body language said it to Cole and...
Okay, I totally understand what my ancestor is implying. Leftovers in the fridge, got it. Then Scorpion leaves.
Goodbye. Goodbye, rationality. Goodbye. Goodbye, rationality.
Raiden finally shows up. Where the fuck did you all go? I thought the plan was to take on Sub-Zero together. Were you all on the rest bench?
I am Luke Kang.
I am Steve Rogers.
I will warn you.
I'm Hato.
Then Chikorita asks a really important question.
I thought you said you couldn't get involved.
That's it. That's fucking it. Finger cam time.
Hey y'all, time to rant about douchebag Raiden. But before we start, I would like to mention something. In my previous finger cam session, a lot of people kept spamming that I didn't cut my fingernails. What the heck? Stop it. Like, it's so annoying. I keep getting it to this day. I literally cut my fingernails before I even started the finger cam session. Like, it's so annoying. And you know what? Screw you guys. I'm not cutting my fingernails. In fact, I even painted them. So now we're gonna have an absolutely fabulous finger cam session. Honey. So when talking about how much I hate Raiden, I'm gonna split this up into two sections. His useless teachings and his overpowered abilities. So throughout the movie, what did Raiden teach? First, he talked shit about the fighters. Then he told Trico, yes, we're still going to be doing the Ko puns here. Then he told Porco about his lineage with the Shirairyu. And then he was satisfied. What a horrible character. You literally didn't teach anything. Liu Kang and Kung Lao did more than you did. They taught about the Arcana, they awoken Kano's powers, they fought back when the enemy attacked them. They were much better mentors than Lord Raiden. The only things I can think of that Raiden did was giving Dracovish the Blade of Hanzo.
The Blade of Hanzo.
It's literally just Haru means kunai. Don't be so dramatic, Sub-Zero. And one other thing that I'll mention later that is kind of dark. Now let's get into his abilities. I'm totally not just showing off my fingernails. Let's skip over the barrier and just get straight into the teleporting. Dude can literally teleport anyone, anywhere. Even to Outworld. The sky's the limits. In the movie, there were so many moments where Raiden could have used his teleporting to help the good guys. And that includes saving Kung Lao. And the way the movie explains it is by saying, the gods are forbidden from engaging in one realm's war against another. Yes, that makes so much sense. Except you still teleport the fighters and the enemies around. The fuck?
The fuck?
There are two angles to look at this. Number one, Raiden is an idiot. Even he isn't sure what is or what isn't allowed to be done with his own abilities. Evident by the scene where Krakona asks if Raiden can teleport the Outworld fighters.
Can you send anyone anywhere?
Raiden was like, oh yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah, herp. So while he is overpowered, he is also stupid. He didn't know whether or not it's okay to teleport people around, which then it turns out to be okay, so yeah, he's a freaking idiot. And the second theory is that he did this all on purpose. This goes back to what I said about what Raiden taught. How did Raiden help the fighters grow? And the answer is, he wanted to give them hands-on experience. He wanted to put his fighters in danger in order for them to experience the real thing, in order for them to unlock their Arcana. Raiden kicking out Whimsico made no sense. He knew how important the prophecy is, and he knows the enemies will attack him. Unless he deliberately wanted to endanger Morpeko and his family. That way, Cobalion would awaken his arcana by trying to defend his family.
The interesting thing that I really loved about Arcana was that it comes from a place of how you respond to something horrible or the traumatic intervention that happens to the character. So there's something that's really traumatic that stops the pattern of the character, and then all of a sudden they respond in a way that's heroic.
He even boasts this to Shang Tsung.
Thank you for helping my fighter find his arcana.
As if he knew this all along. So this is why he didn't help them out when they were fighting. Or heck, why he didn't even just teleport and pick up all the other chosen ones. Because he wants his fighters to learn the hard way. He wants them to go on a journey. In the end of the movie, Crackle Rock said that he thought Raiden couldn't get involved.
I thought you said you couldn't get involved.
And Raiden just gives him a real derpy smile. As if telling Pineco, yeah, I could have helped, but I wanted you to do it. I wanted you to beat Sub-Zero with Scorpion's help. And honestly, this almost can work for Raiden's character. Except one itty-bitty minor little problem. If Raiden purposely endangered his fighters so that they could learn from it, then 100%, 1000% Kung Lao's death is his fault. There is no other way around it. If Raiden purposely allowed the fighters to go into danger territory, then Kung Lao's death is absolutely Raiden's fault. Oh, and by the way, it's either one of these versions is why Raiden acts the way he does in the movie. There is no version, by the way, where Raiden had a limit to his abilities, like the writers are trying to imply. The whole engaging is forbidden thing is fucking bullshit. Because we have already clearly seen that he completely breaks those rules. So it's either he's stupid, and he doesn't know his own limits of how much he can or cannot use his abilities, which got Kung Lao killed, or he's a psychopath that forces his unprepared warriors to go fight trained Outworld fighters, which got Kung Lao killed. Pick your poison. This might be the worst iteration of Raiden out there. I would rather have quirky, stupid Annihilation version of Raiden. At least that's hilarious. Honestly, I would rather have the fourth Snakes version of Raiden. The fourth Snakes version of Raiden?
You want me? That's supposed to be an insult. You're insulting my GMVQ Raiden costume, brand new, exclusive to this video that no one's ever seen before other than you. Is that how it is?
Nice apron?
Oh, by the way, nice nail polish.
Oh, why, thank you.
But Shang Tsung did it better!
I know I said Chronico was the worst character in Mortal Kombat, but this Raiden is kind of up there too. What kind of a mentor figure would talk shit about you, teach you nothing, and is so stupid that he doesn't even know the limits of his own powers? Or even worse, is an
heartless
monster who doesn't care about the survival of his own students. I fucking hate this Raiden. Though with that being said though, is he the worst character in this movie? With such a strong competitor like our protagonist, it's honestly kind of hard to tell. But anyways, let's finish up this movie. Fabulous fingernail transition!
So after Raiden's derpy smile, Shang Tsung shows up, and Jax disappears for a whole minute. Did they not have the budget to animate his arms or something? Then Shang Tsung said something that pissed off many fans.
You have killed my warriors, but death is only another portal.
We can disrespectfully kill off your favorite characters, but don't worry, they might come back in the future. And might be actual good characters. Stan Molina, Stan Reptile. I feel like they only added this line to simmer down the angry mob of nerds pissed off their favorites got killed off. Cowards. Then Shang Tsung talks about armies. Blah blah blah. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of my sight. In the next scene, we see Korok back at the locker room from the beginning of the film, which is apparently the same place as the ice arena. How is everything back to normal already? Nobody seemed to notice, and nothing is moisturized from the melted ice. Cole Fanning then implies that he's going to go find Johnny Cage.
Hollywood.
You had a whole ass movie to put Johnny in, so he better be the best thing ever in the sequel, since you guys hyped him up so much.
We're not getting Nicolas Cage for this role, Simon. I'm not even quite sure what we're doing here.
All right, I'll put him on the list too.
I got 2 names.
Finish him. Nicolas Cage wins. Fatality.
And that is the end of the movie.
Cole Young, human punching bag.
When was the last time you had a serious meeting about a Mortal Kombat movie?
About 5 months ago.
What'd you learn?
A script exists.
How do you feel about that?
In the right hands, I feel excited. In the wrong hands, I wanted to get killed.
Where do I start with this mess?
How do I say this?
I guess I'll start with some positives. Some of the fights were great. I like Jax vs Sub-Zero, Reptile, Cabal vs Liu Kang, Sonya vs Kano, and I especially like the first and last 10 minutes. Those 2 fights were the highlight of the film. Sub-Zero's ice physics look really cool.
We did an enormous amount of R&D just on how to make real-looking ice in camera.
And as a villain, I felt like he was a great threat for our heroes to surpass. I like the forest and ice arena sets. I like Cabal. I like this line.
The fuck?
I like Reptile. This isn't a compliment, but I thought I'd mention the fact that the budget was in high for this movie.
New Line had the rights for a long time. I had made a few movies for them and they liked what I did, and I was able to make a little bit of money look like a lot of money, and they were nervous about video game movies and didn't want to spend a lot of money on this movie, so they thought I could come in and help them get the biggest bang for their buck.
Which explains a lot of shortcomings in this movie. And finally, the best thing about this movie.
There is one thing that is literally the ripped out beating heart of this film. It's not Scorpion, it's not Sub-Zero, it's not Jax, it's not any of the characters that are the mainline headliners of this film, it's Kano.
How did Cabal put it?
He's a low-life piece of shit scumbag. You're gonna love him.
Every time Kano was on screen, it was always a blast. Josh Lawson is just so funny. While everyone felt like they were reading a script, Kano felt like an actual person, with emotion and can react to things.
People have loved Kano, and I loved writing Kano, and we loved as Kano was coming together in the script. And I think the reason why that is because he allows us to be self-aware. He is the vessel through which we can kind of call out all the craziness that exists in Mortal Kombat. You know, that was always part of the script. It's part of the DNA of the source material, is the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously, that it's always self-referential. That's who Kano embodies in this movie. He embodies the audience, the actual person who would be walking around when someone's throwing fireballs at you and saying, what the hell is this? This is insane. So it's just a lot of fun. And we wanted that. I needed that in the script.
He isn't just the best character in this movie. He's the best iteration of Kano in all of Mortal Kombat media. And he will always be the reason why I'd want to watch this movie again.
I'm a popular guy. Everyone loves me.
Now on to the negatives. Oh boy. The story is bland, the sets are boring, the music is generic, the editing is especially bad, some of the CGI was too noticeable. I didn't care for a single good guy in this movie. Their motivations were all generic and boring, except for Kano. Same goes for the villains. None of them had interesting backstories or really any characteristics, except for Kano. The gore in this movie was kind of weak. The theater in my country rated it a PG-15. Other than the Nutara and Goro kills, nothing really made me feel repulsed or messed up. I didn't even get to use the KK in a wheelchair sensor bar that many times in this video. This movie is child's play compared to Scorpion's Revenge. That movie was a 24/7 non-stop bloodbath. I also find it funny how many negatives this movie shares with Mortal Kombat Annihilation. The unnecessary amount of flips. The dragon marking, killing off fan favorites in a very unsatisfying way, the plot twist about family lineage, and the biggest complaint, having legacy characters show up, give them no interesting characteristics, and just kill them off.
They're wise enough to see the criticisms of their films, and then keep the things that are criticized and change other things.
Even though these were things people hated back in the day, I find it very interesting that viewers nowadays are much more forgiving of stupid bullshit. And finally, the worst thing about this movie, I've made my peace with Raiden, so let's gush about Cole Young. In interviews, they talk about how great Cole Young is going to be, and how he's going to bring something unique to the table.
We wanted to create a character that feels unique, and it allows us to bring something new to the story.
And Cole Young is everything but that. Cole Young is a soulless checklist protagonist. And by checklist I mean his motivations feel artificial. He's a beat-down man who wants to go back to his glory days.
But he's also a man who's missed his mark, who's missed his chance, who's missed his opportunity as a man.
He has the family he loves. That's all. Hope that's enough for the audience to care for this character. He also has such boring abilities. It's just armor.
Literal plot armor.
That allows him to take a lot of damage. And some blades. I was looking at some concept art of this movie.
Yes!
And I came upon this image. It's his ability manifesting into different objects. That seems way cooler. Way more interesting than Reject Baraka. Cole Young was supposed to represent the audience in this movie, the viewer's perspective into this world.
Cole is the audience's perspective into this world.
While we have a point of view in Cole Young that brings us into that world, and that's part of the reason for his being, is that he allows the audience to kind of venture into this very dense mythological world and allows us to get through a lot of what we have to tell the audience in a more organic way.
The whole existence of Cole is that he is supposed to be the audience. Cole is supposed to be the sympathetic main character. He's the fish out of water that is being exposed to all this stuff. Cole is the audience. That was their intention. What they did not intend is that Cole has almost no character. He's so friggin' boring. And you end up sympathizing with Kano. And Kano has some genuine great lines and reactions to stuff. Every time Kano is on screen, which is a very good portion of the movie, he's fantastic. Kano like actively makes fun of what's going on because of how ridiculous it is. And you need that character. It genuinely should have been Cole.
Here's the perfect scene to explain this. Liu Kang shoots a fireball at Kano, and he then introduces himself.
I'm Liu Kang from the Shaolin Order of Light.
You're one of the champions.
Yes, from Earthrealm.
All the actors are playing their roles and saying their lines, but then Kano jumps in.
You have come to seek out Raiden's the temple.
You just shot a fireball out of your hand. How'd you do that?
He literally said fuck the plot of the movie. Tell me more about your cool abilities. This is exactly why Cole fails and Kano succeeds. People hate this character, not just because he's an OC forced into the franchise. It's mainly because he's just another generic action movie protagonist, and people are sick and tired of seeing that over and over and over again. Recent interviews say that Cole Young was a studio-mandated decision.
So the idea of a new protagonist was something that predated my involvement. It was something that was a decision that was the studio liked.
Now whether or not the people working on this film were on board with this decision is left to interpretation. But I do find something very, very funny. The reason they didn't want to add Johnny Cage into the movie was because having a white male lead would feel too Hollywood-ish. Yet Cole Young was literally forced into the movie by Hollywood. Doesn't get more ironic than that. I'd like to take a moment to talk about another movie that did everything the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie tried to do, and heavily succeeded. And that movie is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Both movies have main characters that get superpowers, and is forced into the responsibility to save the day. Their families are intertwined into the story. Lots of side characters, lots of villains, and most importantly, they both are drastically different from the original source material. Everything that I mentioned, Mortal Kombat 2021 failed miserably, and Spider-Verse greatly succeeded. Miles' family is very important in the story, especially his uncle. The other Spideys are great. Peter B. Parker and Gwen Stacy also really help out Miles and his growth. The villains were cool, and Kingpin was legitimately a threat. And finally, the changes they make from the source material were beneficial and made sense.
One more important thing to credit Spider-Verse for is that it's actually very, very different from the source material.
Yes.
It tells its own original story, but is still faithful to like the characters so well.
That's the thing, because a lot of people like to say,
You just don't want different takes. You just don't want things to change.
and I'm just like, no, we just want those changes to be good. I mean, like, I know there's two people in here who are not fans of Scorpion's Revenge, but for me, there were so many changes in that fucking good shit. So again, I'm fine with change. Just make those changes good and don't have the changes just be there for the sake of, lol, we have to be different.
Spider-Verse is a good example of that, in fact, because I don't know if you guys have seen Godzilla Mendoza videos on Miles and how Spider-Verse significantly improved him, but he makes a lot of good points about how Miles didn't have a lot of character that was different from Peter, and then what he did have was used for the MCU Peter, so the people making Spider-Verse had to kind of effectively make a whole different character for Miles to not just be the MCU Peter.
Yeah.
So if you like Miles in that movie, that's not from the comics. That's the original stuff.
It's not. His uncle's also entirely different. In the comics, his uncle is an irredeemable piece of trash. He's still Prowler, but he's a piece of trash. And in the movie, they made him likable.
Yeah.
They made him feel like an actual family member.
So you can make changes to the source material. It's just, you have to put thought into it, not just do it because why not? You have to have a real concept behind it.
When I look at Miles Morales, I see another Cole Young, another Alice. Here comes another dude trying to replace the legendary Spider-Man. But Miles turned out great. His personal struggles intertwined so well with the responsibility of being Spider-Man. The scene where Miles takes the leap is regarded as a cinematic masterpiece. Miles Morales to some people is their favorite Spider-Man. Because of this movie, I can see a version where Cole Young could work. Maybe if they spent more time developing him, instead of just treating him like another generic protagonist, he could actually work. But for now, as the saying from Master Blueberry Ice goes,
wasted opportunity, wasted potential.
I do want to say that I believe in them to make a better sequel.
Kinda.
There were some parts that feel like genuine love and passion.
Kinda.
A higher budget, Johnny Cage, and the actual tournament. This is setting up to be the best sequel ever. What could possibly go wrong? While this movie is considered a success, they cannot pull the same shit twice and expect us to eat it up again. Hopefully, they'll adapt and make a better Mortal Kombat movie.
We love the fans. We appreciate the feedback. We are learning so much as we go. We've gotten so much feedback from the trailer and now the movie being out. We're going to take all of that feedback and learn from it and do better and not make the same mistakes we made in this movie, and to take the stuff that we did great and do it twice as good.
Part of my mission was, I'm going to get this back in shape and give the fans what they really want. Thankfully, I was one, so it wasn't like I had to go research, you know.
What the fuck is he doing?
Did you immerse yourself in the video games and the films again the week before and really cram and like really get that information fresh in your mind?
No, I didn't, and I think
he's going off script.
Again, I think that just speaks to the fact that I already knew it. I just trusted my instincts and trusted my love for it. And by the way, I also love this and know this, probably better than anybody you're going to talk to.
Can we cut this? Can we cut?
Despite all my negativity towards this film, I want to end this on a positive note, so I'll leave you all with my reaction after I just finished the movie.
So we just watched the Mortal Kombat movie, and we think it's pretty shit. but I had a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. But 你有什么意见吗？特效很酷。特效很酷。The effecting effects, some of them are really cool. This is how I feel. I love parts of it, I hate parts of it, and I love the bad parts of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I felt. I had a really good time. 觉得他很好的把游戏的元素放到电影里面。Yeah, 的确。我觉得那个 reference 是弄得很多人会蛮开心的。And 生气。
我就觉得他变得像是刃牙那一种的，这角色有多屌啊！然后
Yes. So cool in the last seconds, and the next second it did. Just say goodbye. Yeah. All right, so thank you so much for watching it with me, guys. This is Kano, this is Ree, and I will see you guys. I don't know. I don't know.
Just cut my face.
Oh, you mean like massacre? You mean like?
No, just cut my face.
I'll cut. Okay, got it. Yeah, I don't know why I'll make this, but like, yeah, this will be at the end of the review or something like that.
很多很酷的角色啊，很快就挂了。
几只角色吧 Yeah, like so many characters fit into one. I don't care. I don't give a shit about any character, but it's so yeah. It's so funny. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, what is up? SonicHaXD here, and thank you all so much for watching this video. I guess I should mention the elephant in the room, face reveal, haha. Even though I already did it like last year, but nobody really cared about that, so official face reveal, haha. Yeah, I just thought that this video was more of a special occasion, and also like I wanted you guys to see my reaction when I initially watched the movie, so I felt like I needed to show my face for that occasion. I don't know if I'll be doing face reveal related content in the future, but all I wanted to do was, you know, show you guys my face. Very important thing I have to mention right here, right now. Please do not go witch hunt the creators of this movie. That's not cool. That's very toxic. And I don't even hate these people like at all. I'm sure they tried their best to make a good movie. And honestly, in this video, I wasn't even making fun of them. I was just using their own words against them. So like, please, whatever you do, don't spam trash mail to these people and stuff like that. I don't actually want to get blocked by Todd Garner. So for this next part, I'm just going to thank a bunch of people who helped me out in this video. And I'm going to try to speedrun this as fast as possible because I don't want to drag this on for too long. So the first person I want to thank is BK Hat. Thank you so much for drawing all those memes. You helped me out so much with this, and like I really appreciate all the memes that you drew. The sexy reptile was excellent. Thank you to Elsa Wong for drawing that amazing fan art. Love the wheelchair. I want to thank History Behind the Warrior, Brusque Poet, and The Force Snake. Thank you for taking your time off your day to film a little cameo for me. I really appreciate that. And especially you, Mr. Snake. All I asked for was a 20-30 second skit, and you sent me a 10-minute video.
Just so you know, Sonic, no one else has seen this, so
I really appreciate that. And also thanks to a bunch of other YouTubers who I used your clips into my video. Your clips really helped me out. I want to thank my friends Kano and Ree. Thank you for going to the movie theater with me to watch the movie. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank my mom and Saya for helping me do the nail polish. They helped me out with that for like a whole entire hour, so thank you so much for that. And I also want to thank the people in my Discord. Thank you for coming up with all those crazy coal puns. A lot of coal puns were given by you guys, and they're amazing. I think somebody made like a Ko Young in a wheelchair song. It's crazy. Thank you all so much over there. And finally, I want to thank you, the viewer. I know it's like corny, but genuinely speaking, if it weren't for the fact that you guys are watching this video, I would not have the motivation to try and make something like this. Spend so much time getting this thing out. I've spent about like a third of this whole entire year doing nothing but Mortal Kombat 2021 stuff, and I'm still not done. I'm still gonna make like 2 more videos after this that's Mortal Kombat 2021 related. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And also a bit of a promotion for my Discord. I will have a lot of the meme pictures that I used in this video in my Discord, and also there will be new emojis by the time that this video drops. Now let me slightly talk about what I'm planning in the future. So as I already teased in this video, I want to make a video talking about the Arcana a little bit more in depth, because I felt like it's not very important in this Sucks video to talk about the Arcana topic, so I wanted to make like a separate video so like I can just rant and talk about whatever I want about the Arcana. As stupid as it is, there is like a lot more merit to it once you like kind of break it down and try to like understand what the writers are doing and stuff like that. And then the other video I'm planning to do is I think I want to do like a bit of a behind the scenes of this Sucks video, because there is so much content that I didn't use or that I could talk about that I feel like, what the heck, I could just make like a how I made this video kind of thing. Also kind of like a self-documentary in a way. And then after this, I'm definitely gonna do something for Battle of the Realms. But what my next big project is, I don't really have a plan. So I might make like a video where you guys can vote for what I do next, kind of a project thing or something like that. But regardless, I have spent so much time on this video, and I'm so happy that I've finished it. And now I'm gonna go treat myself to play Dark Souls, because I really just don't want to use the internet for the next couple of weeks. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!
And then he said I'm nothing more than a jobber.
There now, Saurian. At least it can't get any worse. You are all not in Combat Pack 3. I'm doing this for your own good.